I want to talk about something nobody else designing group programs wants to talk about. I want to talk about you, the person who is running the program, the one who got into this because you're genuinely good at what you do and you wanted to make a real difference. Because here's what I know after working with passionate coaches and consultants who run group programs who really care. They are totally exhausting to run. The charlatans are fine. They're already planning their next launch, chasing the next cohort, completely unbothered by what happened to the last group. But you care, so you're over-delivering and you're struggling to switch off. The scaling coaches will never talk to you about this, but it's vital that we do. So I just want to paint you a common picture of the clients that I work with. You built the group program, you followed the advice, and you structured the curriculum. You set up the calls, you created the community space, you launched it, filled it, and showed up for it. And then a few people started to go quiet. The energy on the calls started to drop. Someone submitted work late, and then not at all. Someone sent you a message saying that they were struggling, and you felt it all because you always feel it. So you came to the rescue. You sent the extra voice note, you rewrote the module, you added an extra check-in call, you started to show up harder and you gave more. You dug deeper into your own energy reserves to compensate for the gap between what the program was designed to hold and what your clients actually needed. And it kind of worked. Some of your clients got results, but not everyone. And not enough to call it a success, at least not in your eyes. So you opened up the next cohort, but you have this underlying sense of unease, and you repeated the process again. And now you're starting to feel exhausted, potentially resentful. You might have this sense of dread before a group call because you know that somebody's gone quiet and you don't quite know why. The thing is with this state is it's not burnout from running a group program. Like, yes, group programs can be challenging at times. You're managing group dynamics and different personality types. But actually, the real fundamental issue is that you're manually compensating because the program hasn't been designed to hold what it promised it would. And the scale first advice will tell you that the answer is to remove yourself further. So you start to add in more automations, more systems, less of you, which is taking things in entirely the wrong direction. Because the program isn't holding people precisely because there wasn't enough intentional design doing the work in the first place. So when you remove yourself further, you're actually just widening the gap. And your instinct is to keep adding more. But that's not the answer either. The real answer is an infrastructure that matches how much you care. A program that is so intentionally designed that it holds people through the challenging parts, not because you have no boundaries and you're available 24/7, but because the experience has structures and systems in the background that are built proactively for the moment your clients hit inevitable doubt and that momentum starts to drop. And I just want to briefly touch on the passive income promise, because I think this is where the scale first narrative does its most damage. You've seen that promise of the laptop on the beach and the 6 figures from 2 calls a week, and I made 10K while I slept, but it hides the reality of how hard you're having to work. It hides the hesitation of your next launch because you know that the last cohort didn't quite get there and you're not sure that you can face running it in the same way again. It feels completely unsustainable. And these passive income posts will make you feel like you're doing it wrong. They're a highlight reel, but they never show a creator who genuinely gives a shit, manually compensating cohort after cohort for a program that wasn't designed to hold what they promised. And these caring creators exist. I know that you're one and I work with them every day. So what is the real solution? Because it's not working harder. You're already doing that. And it's not removing yourself further, because that's taking it in the wrong direction. It's building a program where the experience that you're building behind the scenes takes your clients on a journey that holds them through the process, where you build belief from the start, where you help them to feel capable because it's not overwhelming, where you're working with their cognitive load, but also their life and the fact that they're not full-time students. There's lots of other things going on for them. We also have systems in place that are going to help them when that doubt hits, that hard part where the wobble comes, the momentum drops, and it's designed to capture that before it happens. We're not hoping that it doesn't happen. We know it's going to happen. It's an inevitability that we can plan for. And when we plan a program in this way, when we have the architecture in the background, you will notice things start to shift. So you will be overgiving less. You'll be able to hold stronger boundaries. And this isn't about caring less. It's because you know that the systems are doing the work. Your group calls become more focused because you're not answering basic questions. You're actually focusing more on judgment and decisions and really moving the progress forward. Your testimonials will sell the transformation, not how much support you gave, but because the experience delivered what it promised. And your program just feels much more sustainable to deliver that dread, that resentment, those kind of late night voice notes, all of that stuff kind of fades away. And the freedom that you're looking for isn't really a laptop on the beach anyway. You actually just want to be able to live your life, to be able to step away from your program at the weekend and do the things that you want to do without having to think about client A is struggling with this. So if you recognize the Sunday dread, the late night voice notes, the chasing, it's not evidence that shows you group programs aren't right for you. It's evidence that your design, your architecture, the systems that are running in the background throughout that client journey from onboarding to offboarding need attention. There's something that needs work. There's friction that we need to iron out, and it's totally fixable. So I just want you to do a quick reflection. I want you to look at the last 3 testimonials that you received from your clients. And if they are full of praise for you, your support, your availability, your energy, this actually is a signal that your program isn't doing as much holding as it could, and actually you're doing a lot of the carrying. I just want you to use it as a reflection point of, where am I giving more of myself than I'm willing to give moving forward? Because the problem with this is that it compounds over time. Expectations you set in one cohort get carried through to the next one and the one after that. So we need to work on how you can fix that. I'm going to stop there, and I'll see you in the next one.